Have you ever thought about how to be your best self in relationships? Many of us do because we all want love, respect, and to be truly valued by those around us. But how do we achieve genuine admiration for who we are at our core? Imagine every relationship as a journey, and you are the explorer of your own inner world. Your goal is to find the hidden treasures within yourself and share them with others. To do this, you need a guide, a path to understanding, connection, and love. Today I will show you how to discover your true worth in relationships using 9 timeless lessons from Stoic philosophy. These insights are not just the usual advice, they are meant to empower you in ways you may not have imagined. Prepare to uncover the secrets to building relationships that are rich with love, respect, and inner strength. Let's dive in. Number 1. Cultivating healthy skepticism. Stoicism teaches us to see things as they really are, not just as we want them to be. This philosophy comes in handy, especially in matters of love and dating. We've all been there, right? When someone tells us all the right things, we're quick to believe them, even if there are warning signs we choose to ignore. This is where a Stoic mindset can be really helpful. Being appropriately skeptical is like having a superpower. It doesn't mean being negative or distrustful. It's about staying realistic and not blindly accepting everything. It's about observing, asking questions, and taking things slowly rather than rushing in. Imagine meeting someone new who seems amazing. They're saying all the right things, even talking about a future together. But your skeptical Stoic mindset advises you to take a step back, to wait and see if their actions match their words. It's like a gentle reminder not to get carried away by romance and to stay grounded. This skepticism isn't about bombarding the other person with questions or doubting every move they make. It's about being thoughtful, listening to what they say, and observing their actions. It's about truly understanding someone, seeing if they're consistent and genuine. The Stoics stress the importance of using logic and reason, not just being swept away by emotions. This is crucial in relationships, where emotions can cloud our judgment. By combining our feelings with a bit of skepticism and logical thinking, we can see things more clearly. And here's the thing, it's about protecting your heart. By maintaining some skepticism, you're not rushing into something without being sure. You're giving yourself the chance to see the other person for who they really are, rather than projecting your desires onto them. So, let's remember the importance of embracing a bit of Stoic skepticism. It's about being smart, paying attention, and not letting emotions lead us astray. It's about taking care of ourselves and our emotional well-being. It's not about shutting ourselves off. It's about approaching new opportunities with caution and wisdom. Number 2, never chase, always value. This idea connects well with everything we've been discussing, especially when we look at it from a Stoic perspective. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control and let go of what we can't. This concept is particularly impactful when we think about relationships. Imagine this scenario. You're dating someone and things seem great, but then they start pulling away. Our natural instinct is often to chase after them, to try to close that gap. But here's where Stoicism can guide us. The Stoics would ask, why are you pursuing something that's beyond your control? The answer lies in your self-worth, dignity, and inner peace. Chasing after someone who's moving away is like trying to catch water in your hands. It's pointless and leaves you feeling empty. Instead, the Stoic approach encourages you to stand firm in your self-worth. If someone is pulling away from you, let them go. It's not about being cold. It's about realizing that you can't control how others feel or behave, but you have full control over how you respond. Resisting the urge to chase after someone takes a lot of inner strength, but but it's about having faith that if someone truly values you, they'll show it. It's refusing to let someone else's behavior define your worth. This mindset changes everything. It puts the power back in your hands. You're no longer at the mercy of someone else's actions. You're in charge of how you feel and what you do. And here's the amazing part. When you stop chasing after others and start investing in yourself, wonderful things happen. You naturally attract people who are drawn to your strength, confidence, and self-worth. It's like you're sending out a message that says, I value myself, and I know it. So let's internalize this lesson. Let's reaffirm that we never have to chase after anyone. Let's adopt a stoic mindset in our relationships, composed, self-respecting, and focusing on what we can manage. It's about finding inner peace within ourselves, not seeking validation from others. Number 3, be ready to walk away. In Stoicism, there's a powerful concept about letting go, not in a detached or indifferent way, but by understanding what we can and cannot change. One of the most empowering choices we can make is deciding whether to stay or leave a situation that doesn't support our well-being. This is especially important in relationships. We've all been there, staying in a situation where we know we deserve better. It might be due to fear of being alone, fear of change, or just hoping things will improve. But this is where Stoicism helps. True strength comes from knowing we have the power to stay or leave situations that don't align with our principles. We can choose a different path. This doesn't mean you should give up as soon as things get tough. Relationships require effort, understanding, and time. However, it's crucial to know your self-worth and principles so deeply that when something fundamentally contradicts them, you're ready to move on. It's about having the inner strength and courage to say, I respect myself too much to settle for less than I deserve. Let's explore this further. Being prepared to leave a situation is all about self-respect. It means staying true to your beliefs and knowing your value. It doesn't always have to be a dramatic exit. Sometimes it's a quiet decision, a peaceful realization that this isn't right for you. Yes, it can be scary. The unknown future can be intimidating, but remember our Stoic friends. They taught us the importance of facing challenges with courage and accepting life's uncertainties. Sometimes, the bravest thing you can do is let go of something that doesn't align with your path. This perspective can change everything. When you're in a relationship and you know you're there because it aligns with your values, not because you're afraid to leave, it's a game changer. It shifts the dynamic. You're not staying out of desperation or fear. You're staying because it's your genuine choice. Here's the key. When you bravely walk away from what doesn't serve you, you create space for what does. It's like clearing out the clutter to make room for new possibilities. It's about trusting that better things are waiting for you and giving yourself the chance to find them. Remember, being ready to move on isn't about being cold or uncaring. It's about valuing and caring for yourself enough to say, I deserve something better. It's about embodying stoicism when challenges arise and understanding that your worth isn't dependent on anyone or anything else. Number 4, saying no with confidence. In Stoicism, it's crucial to hold on to your values and muster the courage to stay true to yourself. This is particularly important when it comes to saying no in relationships. It means knowing your beliefs and not hesitating to stick to your standards, even if it disrupts things a bit. Picture this. You're in a relationship and your partner suggests something that doesn't sit right with you. It could be moving too fast or asking you to do something against your principles. The easy option might seem to go along with it, but this is where your stoic mindset kicks in. Saying no in these situations is all about respecting yourself, your beliefs, and your boundaries. Let's face it, it's not easy. It can be really tough, especially when you care about the person. That little voice in your head keeps whispering, "What if saying no pushes them away?" But here's the thing. We need to summon our courage. Stoicism isn't just about dealing with external challenges. It's also about confronting our inner struggles head-on. Saying no is a sign of self-respect. It shows that you hold yourself in high regard and won't settle for anything less than what you deserve. Sure, there's a risk. You might end up losing them. But here's the key. If saying no to something that goes against your values drives them away, then maybe they weren't the right match for you from the start. Taking this approach can completely transform the dynamics of a relationship. When someone realizes that you're not afraid to say no and won't compromise your values just to please them, it changes how they perceive you. It shows that you have self-respect and value yourself, which is incredibly attractive. Another Stoic perspective: saying no isn't just about setting boundaries with others. It's also about being honest with yourself. It's about recognizing your genuine desires and needs in a relationship and sticking to them. It's about not letting the fear of loneliness push you into decisions that don't align with your true self. So let's take a moment to reflect on this. Let's affirm that saying no isn't just okay, it's necessary. It's about staying true to ourselves, living with integrity, as the Stoics emphasized. It's about nurturing relationships built on mutual respect and genuine connection, rather than fear and compromise. Number 5, understanding your true worth. How does Stoicism help you understand your value in relationships? Stoics focused on what we can control, and your self-worth is something you have complete control over. It's not about social media likes or other people's interest in you. It's about how you view and appreciate yourself. Think of yourself as a gemstone. Not everyone recognizes the value of a rare gem, but that doesn't make it any less precious. Your value remains, even if others don't see it. We've all faced rejection and felt inadequate, especially in a world where everyone seems to be thriving. However, from a Stoic viewpoint, your worth isn't based on external validation. It's rooted in how you live your life, your principles, and your actions. Are you compassionate? Are you truthful? Do you live according to your values? That's where your real worth lies. Stoics believed in self-reflection. Take a moment to think about your qualities, not just the obvious ones, but the deeper aspects of who you are. This self-awareness is where your strength comes from. In relationships, it's about finding strength in your own value and self-worth, regardless of whether others recognize it. Remember, understanding your worth isn't a one-time event. It's a continuous journey, a practice that evolves over time. Each day, acknowledge your value, not because of anyone else's opinion, but because of the inherent qualities that make you uniquely you. Number 6, setting boundaries silently. Stoicism puts a spotlight on actions rather than just words. The Stoics believed in demonstrating their beliefs through actions, which is especially relevant when it comes to setting boundaries in relationships. It's easy to talk about your boundaries, but it's much more impactful to show them through what you do. Think about it. Saying you won't accept mistreatment is one thing, but the real test comes when you're faced with such behavior. Will you stick to your boundary or compromise? That's where true strength lies, not in words, but in actions. I understand it's not simple. It can be tough, especially when emotions are involved. But let's remember the wisdom of the Stoics. We have the power to choose how we respond to situations. If someone crosses a boundary, it's your response that sets and enforces that boundary, not just your words. Consider a scenario where honesty is crucial to you and someone lies to you. How you react in that moment shows how seriously you take your boundaries. Whether you calmly address the issue or step back, your actions demonstrate your commitment to your values. It's not about causing trouble. It's about showing self-respect by responding in a way that aligns with what you believe in. This approach can make a real difference in relationships. When others see that you have clear boundaries and are willing to uphold them, they gain a better understanding of what you will and won't accept. It's about nurturing self-respect and staying true to it. Now, let's consider a fundamental concept with a straightforward approach. It's not just the big events that matter, but also the everyday moments. How do you react when plans change suddenly, or when someone doesn't value you enough? Do you let it slide, or do you calmly express through words and actions that such behavior isn't acceptable? This is where Stoic mindfulness comes in. It's about paying attention to the present moment and how you respond to it. Are your actions in line with your boundaries? Are you being true to yourself? It's crucial to be mindful of these small moments because that's often where your boundaries are truly tested as you go about your day and interact with others. So let's aim to embody a bit of Stoicism in expressing our boundaries. It's not about being stubborn or inflexible. It's about having that inner guide that shapes how we act and respond. And trust me, when you adopt this approach, people take notice. They begin to see you as someone who not only sets boundaries, but also values themselves enough to stick to them. Number 7, the art of nonverbal communication. I understand if this seems a bit old-fashioned or strict at first, but please bear with me. It's not about being unapproachable. It's about respecting yourself and knowing your worth. So, what does Stoicism say about this? Stoicism teaches us to control ourselves and stay strong, but not in a rigid or dull way. It's about focusing on what truly matters and not giving it away too easily. In a world where we want things instantly and constantly scroll through endless options, Stoicism feels refreshing. In relationships or when getting to know someone, there's often a rush to share everything, our time, space, and deepest feelings. But Stoics suggest taking a step back. Why? Because when something is always available, it loses its specialness, its human nature. If you're always there for someone, always saying yes, where's the excitement, the mystery, the anticipation? Let's discuss setting boundaries gracefully, the Stoic way. First, it starts with your appearance. Dressing stylishly yet modestly isn't just about looks. It sends a message of self-respect. You're not hiding yourself, but you're also not revealing everything up front. It's about balance, showing that there's more to you than what meets the eye. Another crucial aspect is managing your time and focus. In a hyper-connected world, being selective about who gets your time is important. It's not about playing games. It's about affirming that your time is precious and you prioritize it wisely. When you're with someone, be fully present and engaged. However, when you're not, it's okay to be unavailable, dedicating your energy to your own life, interests, and personal development. Stoicism also emphasizes emotional self-mastery. It doesn't mean being cold or disconnected. It means maintaining a balanced perspective. This involves not letting minor things deeply affect you, preserving inner peace and composure. Your emotional energy is valuable and should be earned, much like your time and attention. I'm not suggesting you become unfeeling or distant like a Stoic statue. We are all human, and genuine connections are vital for a fulfilling life. However, there's something special about taking things at a steady pace, forming connections that aren't just based on immediate gratification. It's about creating meaningful relationships that have depth and endurance, going beyond instant access and quick fixes. Setting limits isn't about playing tricks or controlling situations. It's about respecting yourself and staying true to your principles. It's about showing through your actions that you value yourself and deserve respect. So, here's to being a bit more selective, composed and stoic in our approach to relationships. It's about finding a balance between openness and discernment, between sharing and reserving a bit. Believe me, this greatly influences how others see and treat you. Cheers to valuing ourselves and embracing a touch of stoicism in today's dating scene. Number 8. Actions speak louder than words. Stoicism teaches us to use practical wisdom, which means judging people based on their actions rather than just their words. In our world, many people say nice things but don't follow through, especially in relationships. Stoics advise us to look beyond charm and focus on actions instead. It's easy for someone to say all the right things, make promises, and paint a perfect future. But are they actually doing what they say? Are their actions backing up their words? That's where the truth lies. We've all experienced meeting someone who says incredible things, only for their actions to disappoint over time. They promise to call but don't, or they make plans and cancel at the last minute. Despite this, we often cling to their words. This is when our inner Stoic mindset needs to kick in. Stoicism reminds us not to be swayed by words or overwhelmed by emotions. It's about being logical and seeing reality clearly. When someone's actions don't align with their words, it's a warning sign. It's like the universe saying, "Hey, take notice. Something isn't right here." This mindset changes how we approach relationships. Instead of being swept away by sweet words and commitments, we start paying attention to small details. How do they handle pressure? Do they keep their promises? Are they truly present for us, not just in words but in meaningful actions? Here's the interesting part. When you focus on what people do rather than just what they say, you set a standard. You're telling them, "I'm not just listening to your words, I'm watching your actions." This makes a real impact. They realize they can't talk their way into your life. They have to prove they're genuine and worthy of your trust. But remember, this isn't about being negative or doubting everyone. It's about being wise and safeguarding your feelings with a dose of Stoic insight. It means not letting emotions carry you away, but staying realistic. So let's pay attention to actions, not just words. Let's approach love with a Stoic mindset. Logical, observant, and thoughtful, because ultimately actions speak louder than words. Number 9. Present yourself with dignity. Before you start imagining a Stoic as a stern, emotionless figure from ancient times, let's clarify something. Stoicism isn't about suppressing emotions or being indifferent. It's about knowing what deserves your energy and what doesn't. And guess what? How you present yourself deserves your energy. Let's talk about presenting yourself with dignity in relationships. Have you ever noticed how sometimes we go to great lengths to impress someone, losing sight of who we really are? We change how we dress and speak, all to gain approval. But here's the crucial point. Your self-respect isn't tied to your clothes or the trendy places you go. It's about your actions and decisions. Imagine you're in a classroom watching two students give presentations. One is flashy, using big words and gestures to impress, while the other is composed and speaks confidently without pretense. Which student leaves a lasting impression? It's often the one who is genuine and comfortable in their own skin. This highlights the importance of presenting yourself with dignity. The Stoics emphasized living honestly and respecting oneself. So how does this apply to dating today? It's simple. Be authentically yourself. If you love reading, embrace it. If you have a passion for something, show it. It's not about pretending to be someone else. It's about being comfortable and confident in who you are, knowing you are valuable just as you are. Another important point is treating yourself with respect. How you treat yourself sets the standard for how others will treat you. If you're constantly criticizing yourself, you're signaling that it's okay for others to do the same. But when you respect yourself and value your time, energy, and emotions, you're saying, "I deserve respect and expect to be treated accordingly." Remember what Epictetus, a wise Stoic philosopher, said: "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." In relationships, it's not just about your appearance or words, it's about how you respond and carry yourself in different situations. Do you react with desperation or dignity? Are you compromising your principles to fit in, or are you staying true to yourself, even if it means standing alone? This isn't about being perfect. We all have flaws and awkward moments. What matters is how you handle those times. Do you fall apart under pressure, or do you stay strong, learn, and keep moving forward? Take a moment to reflect on how you can show yourself more dignity. It might involve setting clear boundaries, refusing things that don't align with your values, or treating yourself with more compassion and respect. When you see yourself as worthy of respect, others will start to see it too. As we wrap up our talk today, I want to leave you with something really important to remember. Your self-worth is like the brightest thread that holds everything in your life together. Just like the Stoics believed, you have the power to choose how you react to what happens around you. Don't forget, you're in charge of your own dignity and self-respect. Embrace your inner strength and let your actions, decisions, and boundaries show the incredible person you are. And if you ever doubt yourself, remember this moment and the wise teachings we've discussed. Life isn't just about enduring things. It's about growing and becoming stronger and wiser every day. If you enjoyed our chat today, why not explore further? Check out our playlist for more insights, stories, and tips to help you navigate life with more wisdom and confidence. Go ahead, click on it, and let's keep moving forward on this journey together. Thank you for joining me in this conversation. Always remember, you're not alone on this journey. We're all figuring it out together, one step at a time. Until our next chat, take care, stay wise, and keep embracing your inner strength. Until next time, stay strong, stay stoic, and let the stoic winds transform your life.